Good morning, Jana here with Jana's Quilt Shop. Well, it's time for Monday morning tidbit. Even though it's Labor Day, we're still going to have our tidbit because a lot of you are off and out there watching. I hope you are. Well, I just want to remind you that this Saturday is our demo at 1 o'clock. All of you are invited, and I have several things to show you this time, so please come in. Okay, today I want to talk to you about layer cakes. Y'all all know what a layer cake is. I've been hearing you in classes and things how many layer cakes you have. I just have one at home, but I picked mine out up here, so I'm not in this mix. But I've heard of people having 10, 15, even one person had 30 something of these. Not naming any names. But you know, we buy these because they're pretty. They got all this gorgeous fabric in there, and then we get them home and we think, well, what do I want to do with them? What pattern am I going to use? Well, I've decided to do a series of them. I made a whole bunch of patterns geared towards the layer cakes. This has been years ago. A lot of you don't even know they exist. Here's one of them, the quilt behind me. Now, the block in that is so fun and easy and fast. You might want to do it with some of your layer cakes you have. But if you need a layer cake and you want to try this pattern, you don't have just the perfect one. Here's some that we have. The houses I love. There's a whole beautiful line of fabric with that and some coordinating fabrics to go with it. If you want to turn this quilt into a Christmas quilt, this would be perfect. You don't want a ginormous print for this quilt. You want something that's smaller, like that would be gorgeous. Oh, and Bluebell, the blue would change that up totally. Be so pretty. So there's some samples. I'm going to use something totally different today. So what you need for this quilt is a layer cake, just one layer cake. And on my patterns, I try to put exactly what you need on the back. You need a layer cake for this part here. So actually, this is the block of my quilt. And you'll do 4 of these with the same center in there. So you pick out the 4 layer cake pieces you want. Let's do that right now. I'm going to pick this green, this coral. This is a line that I've previously had, and I had these squares I thought was work for this really pretty. So we pick our 4 squares. I'll pick this up a second so you can see better. Okay. So here's the 4 layer cakes I'm picking to go in my block. Alright, so then I need my center square. And for that, for each block, you will need 4 5-inch squares. So I put those in there. Anybody can do this. This is so easy. And your seams will not ravel on this. Okay, there you go. You see that? You will have that. All right. So there you go. Now what do we do with the block? What is easy and fast about this? So you just leave that laying there. You make sure it's all pressed. I'm just going to put it over here because I'm going to press it anyway. Make sure it's all pressed nicely. And then you leave your square on the left and you pick up that half. You see I folded it in half. I'll pick it up and show you a second. And I just go ahead and press it so I'm ready to go. You see that? There's the part with the square, the half, you pick it up and fold. Now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew a good 1/4 inch right through there. So it makes good sense that this is all the way up in your fold there. Alright, I'm going to go sew that line there. 1/4 inch, not an 1/8. Make sure you make good seams on this. I have my needle moved over to a 1/4 inch, so I know exactly where it is. You're gonna love this. Okay, so you open it up and see you've got that. Okay, so when I told you it wouldn't ravel, look at your seam there. It's encased. So now we just go press it. Press that seam to one side. Now we're going to do it the other way because we still have a seam here that we've got to fold and sew. So we go a half again. I'll just go ahead and press it. So it's ready to go. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch and then that square will be done. 4. I hope I'm showing you a new technique you haven't seen before. Some of you may have seen this when I did it before. But I'm going to have all my patterns, and a lot of them are layer cake, out on the board so you can come in and look at them and buy one maybe. Okay, look at that, how cute. All right, I got a thread on the back, but there we go. Look at those seams, how neat that is, okay? So you're going to do all 4 of these like that. They're going to look like that, all 4 of them. And then to do this block, it will be sashed with white. So you do it that way and the other way, just like that. Look how pretty that's going to look. Even with a scrappy layer cake that I had left over, it would be very pretty done with that. Okay, so there you go on that. Let me show you the pattern and how it looks. The pattern will tell you exactly what you need. This is a queen size. Well, it's 75 by 88. It's really a large full size. You could add to your borders because I did a little narrow border on these, and you could do your border just a little wider and you'd have a queen. Okay, so here's the pattern. You've got the picture of the whole quilt there so you can see if you want to do a queen or a full, I mean. There's the layer cake. You need 5-inch squares. You need your sashing. The pattern tells you exactly how much, tells you how to cut it, and then it shows you pictures of how it's laid out so you can know exactly how to do your block and how to lay it together. And your strips for the outside is included on there too. Isn't that cute? You've probably seen the quilt before because I use it as a backdrop. It's very colorful and I love that pattern, but I didn't think you had seen the pattern. And it's called Fold and Stitch Beauty. It's one I made up. A lot of times I'll take a layer cake home and just play with it until I figure out something. But someone had given me a hint about folding these, and I had to play with it to get it right and the design I wanted, but I really like the way it turned out. So this is 75 by 88, a large full, and you can make it larger if you'd like. But if you'd like the pattern or any of my patterns for this week through next Saturday, they're going to be 20% off. So you let me know in your comments and I'll save you one back, or you can come by on Wednesday. We will be closed today, and of course we're always closed on Tuesdays. I will be home sewing and trying to get some projects ready for you. Okay, we'll be back on Wednesday. So thank you for tuning in, and you have a great Monday.